the gist.
My Corona.
There you go. That's our little. I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus a lot, so I figured we'd make a sting for it. So the coronavirus, I have been putting together, I've been following this very closely, all the developments since last we spoke on it. Now, I personally think from what I've seen, again, obviously I'm not a scientist, but I follow scientists on Twitter. Does that qualify me?
Nope.
I personally think that this is a huge problem. I think this can run out of control, and I think that I wish that people were taking it more seriously. Like the World Health Organization is not declaring an emergency. I feel like even here in the United States, people are not preparing for the amount of illnesses that could be coming up. But anyway, listen, that's just my conspiracy theory. This is Alex Jones, and you are watching InfoWars. But I actually just have media I want to show you guys.
Okay.
So going back a few days is when I started taking the footage. Here is pictures. Chinese authorities are cutting off roads to prevent people from traveling outside of Wuhan. As you guys know, there's 50 million people quarantined at this point in China, and they are just piling dirt.
15 or 50?
50 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they're just, you cannot get out. Every single road is covered over. You know, only in China could you do something this insane, but it's actually a great thing. It's so good. I am deeply concerned for the people of Wuhan, though. There's 11 million people just in that city alone, and as you'll see...
I was having that exact discussion with somebody this past weekend about how it's like good and bad this is happening in China. Not obviously it's not good that it's happening, but if there's any country that will like pull out all the stops to...
Oh, yeah. They don't give a fuck about human rights
right,
or
exactly.
human
And
decency.
it's like in this one instance that maybe is an advantage.
Well, it does seem. The thing is with China, it's like it's the same thing with the USSR. These people are so protective of their reputation and they're so authoritarian that they played down the severity of it and
Early on, they did, yeah.
and they kind of missed the opportunity to keep it from spreading, but they're doing their best now. These are bodies on the floor, are allegedly deceased people whose remains failed to get removed. The original video was reportedly removed by the Chinese government. So this is what the hospitals look like. And again, this was posted days ago, and every day it's getting exponentially worse.
3具尸体已经在这里躺了一个上午了，有的人已经是凌晨死的，到现在没有人来处理。
I heard some people saying they're just sleeping, so I don't know. It could be either one. But take it as a whole here. I gotta get me one of those suits, man, that the doctors are in. Walk around the house like that.
Just get yourself a hazmat suit, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
I already got one.
Oh, true.
That shit ain't gonna. I need. Man, if there's a coronavirus outbreak, I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? I want to be like alone somewhere. Streets are deserted in Wuhan as people are ordered not to leave their house. This is the capital of Wuhan. 11 million people. Empty streets. 11 million people. This is like more. New York has like 9 million. So this is...
It's more than the entirety of LA County, not just
Yeah.
the city of LA, but the whole county.
This is one of the most densely populated cities in the whole world. Just completely deserted. Pretty crazy.
Frightening.
Yeah.
You can only imagine this was bustling just a week ago. So there you have it.
What do you do with food and stuff?
That's part of the concern is that they have got this quarantine on
Yeah.
all these people, and they're trying to get supplies in. From last I heard, they have food and supplies, but the one thing that they don't have, they've run out of masks. And you look really beautiful, Hila. I had to say, you really struck me in the middle of this Wuhan segment.
Thank you.
I just was overcome by admiration. Anyway, You did. You were looking at me like,
Okay.
I was like, wow, look at me. I got this wife. Is incredible. Anyway, they're running out of medical masks and hazmat suits, things that you actually need to prevent the spread of the infection. As you'll see, I have some media on that later. I've thought of everything. This is a little infograph, a GIF, highlighting the spread of the infection. Look at that.
Whoa.
January 3rd, 14, 20, 21, 23, same day.
Wow.
Now, what's scary too is that so scientists thought it originated in sometime in November at this seafood market where they sell bushmeat. They sell wild animals, which, by the way, SARS started in fucking China from these psychos eating feral meat.
Yeah, isn't the current maybe there's been an update, but isn't the current theory that it's a bat virus from
That's
people
what
eating
I've heard.
bats?
Yeah, that it's basically from bats. You know, you see people. There's a video of someone eating a bat in soup. Can you pull that image up? It's so gross. They just find wild bats and then
God.
eat them. I mean, what kind? That's like. And apparently, I also read
Oh
that
God, this is horrific.
the
I don't even know if
feral
you can show
meats
this.
there, the bush meats, are more expensive than farmed meats because it's a delicacy. So they're actually paying a premium to end humanity over there.
Just the Google image search. I don't know if you want to show this.
This is
pretty
what-
fucking nasty.
What?
Yeah, it looks like this. That's why everybody's dying, because someone wanted to put a fucking wild bat.
Potentially. I don't think it's 100% confirmed where.
But this is the
It's all
kind of
originated.
thing, by the way. How do people do that? You just
No.
like you don't even like fillet it or prepare it. It's just a boiled bat.
What?
I mean, man, people.
Can
Look, it's not my taste, but damn, I don't know how you can just beast mode a bat like that.
just eat some cream cheese? I don't know.
Zach, would you rather eat cream cheese or a bat?
I'll take the bat.
You ended the world with that. So what I was saying is, originally they thought it came from this market, which would
Pictures
mean
are unbelievable.
it started in November. But actually, they figured out that 7 people from the original outbreak had never been to the market. So its point of origin, now they're trying to figure out, predates the market. And that's bad news because, 1, they don't have it figured out. And 2, it means the virus has been spreading for longer.
Mm-hmm.
The virus has like a 10-day incubation period where you're not showing symptoms. But what's dangerous about this particular virus, where, for example, SARS did not have this characteristic, is that it can be contagious during the incubation period. So while there are no symptoms, you can pass the virus on. That's what's so insidious about it. Here's a video of people just falling down sick in China. Watch. This is just the streets. People are just passed out on the streets. In the hospital, they're just collapsing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I'm scared for these people, man, in Wuhan. The problem is I see people downplaying it. They go, it's just the flu. Well, that's true, but the problem is that nobody has resistance. Nobody's body has ever seen this. So the problem is that everybody catches it, and then our medical professionals and abilities become so overstrained from the volume of sick people that nobody can get medical attention. For example, people like me and Ela would probably be fine. It's like having the flu. It sucks. You get over it in a week. But our son, if he got sick from this, that could be life-threatening. And then when you try to go to the hospital to get him treatment to save his life, there's thousands of people there. And no one can give him medical attention. Nobody can give him medicine. Nobody can treat him. There's nothing. That's the danger. Is that in LA, with a population of 5 million, you have 1 million people who are sick. Old people and young people and people with immune system deficiencies are going to die by the
Tens of thousands, hundreds
hordes,
of thousands.
millions.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a
Well, right now
catastrophe.
it's they're saying it's like about 2 to 3%. It's estimated it's like 2 to 3% fatality rate, which that means 2 or 3 out of 100 people die
Well,
from it. That's
what I-
that's huge.
What I read is that it's hard to say yet because it can take a while to die from this. So right now,
I see.
they're saying 40,000 people have the virus, and then it takes a couple of weeks before you actually find out the mortality rate. So what I read is it's somewhere between 2 and 10% mortality rate.
Man.
It's hard to tell. But even at 2%, with 1 million people infected, that's 20,000 deaths. So if you go up to, with the population in the United States, you've got 300 million people. If a third gets sick, which would probably be even more if it was a pandemic, then 2% of 100 million is 20 million people.
That's a big deal. It's not good.
That's more than every war we've ever fought combined, I think. The Chinese are actually... Is there audio playing back there?
I hear something too.
Or is it our neighbor?
It might be the neighbor. I
Oh.
don't hear anything.
So weird.
I just clicked this one, sorry. The Chinese are actually, their industrial capabilities are so incredible. They are building a 1,000-bed hospital in 6 days. Look at this. It's just a field of hundreds of cranes just digging. Look at that's unbelievable, the Chinese industrial capabilities. So they're building one mega hospital, and they're already building another one that's even bigger that should be done in a week. It's unbelievable.
That shot is crazy. It's
I never
like out
seen
of
anything
a
like
Godzilla
that.
movie or something.
Yeah, it looks like ants. They look just like bugs. It's like 100 mega machines. Just look at all the materials.
It seriously reminds me of like a disaster movie when they're
Yeah.
like enacting the plan to save
This is
everybody.
totally a movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in there right now to try to provide more beds, but I'm afraid it's not even going to be close to enough. People working in China. Don't know what that means. Let's see here. Oh, here's people in their office. Look. Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is what people in their office are doing. You see this, Hila? They have their whole station covered in plastic.
Oh my god.
So they're working at their computer, and their whole station, they're in like their own bubbles of plastic wrap.
What the fuck? Would that even help you?
Probably.
you could
Yeah, I think it would.
I guess it would.
I saw a thing this morning that surgical masks are selling out like crazy here in the States.
Yeah, you can't buy them anymore at like
Well,
Walgreens and shit.
apparently they're trying to tell people it literally does nothing. That would not do anything to prevent you from getting
That's
sick.
not true. That's not what I heard. If you use it correctly, it can really help, is what I heard.
No, not the surgical mask things.
Not the surgical mask. You need like a infectious mask.
Yeah, like a respirator
Yeah.
or something like that.
Not a
No, that-
respirator.
But I'm saying the surgical masks are the things that people are rushing out to buy, and that literally you might as well just not wear it.
So there's one that's like waterproof on the outside and absorbent on the inside. Those are the ones you want for infectious diseases.
Well, those are probably flying off the shelf.
So here, this guy found the cure. He's smoking a cigarette with the mask.
What a G.
But this, I was watching a video of a Chinese doctor explaining, this is the one you want. It's blue on the outside, which is waterproof lining, and on the inside there's some kind of absorbent material. The cigarette, I'm not sure on how that affects the viability of the mask. But God bless him. So here, this is when it gets really scary. You start to see, oh no, somebody removed it. Oh man. I can't believe the Chinese government is actually removing these videos from YouTube. Oh, let me try to find a reupload real fast. This video was incredible. I have to find it.
Which one was
I was like, no way that China's going to start removing this, bro. And fucking China's removing this. That's so scary that they can do that. I think I found it. It's got all these watermarks and shit. It's so corny. There's like worldstarhiphop.com and Malaysia. Like the one I had didn't have any watermarks, so these guys are douches. Like imagine putting your watermark. Imagine putting your watermark on like a video like this.
Did you hear that allegedly TMZ broke the Kobe Bryant news even to the family?
I'm not surprised. Those guys, I don't know what's up with them, but I don't know how they always do that, but I know they broke the story. I was listening to ABC News. I was listening to ABC News, and they go, it was reported today by TMZ that Kobe Bryant died in a plane crash. Like, they're even giving them credit. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the whole thing.
If you just heard it happen, like at least make sure the family knows. As if you're TMZ.
That's classic media shenanigans. You know what I mean? They want to be the first to break the story. They don't care about anything. So she's speaking Mandarin, so I'm going to have to read the subtitles to you guys. Ela, can you turn it up a little bit?
Real quick, I was curious because it got removed if it might have been because people were saying it's fake, and there is some dispute as to the validity of this video, so we should probably say that.
Okay.
That might have been why it got taken off YouTube.
Why would YouTube remove
Well, apparently,
it?
this is a BBC article about it, and it says the woman who does not identify herself is wearing protective suit in an unknown location. However, her suit and mask do not match the ones worn by any medical staff in the province of Hubei.
Well, you know, there's such a shortage. I don't know that qualifies. I mean, you've got 11 million people there. You've got no medical stuff. I feel like that.
I hear you.
I don't think that is enough to discredit it, but you guys judge for yourself here.
Sure.
Obviously, in China, you can't speak out against the government. So the fact that she's not identifying herself and in an undisclosed location is like, for them to cite that as somehow disputing the videos, it's just stupid. And it's insulting. But regardless, here's the video. You guys judge for yourself. Dear friends, my name is Jin Hu. She just identified herself. I think it was a fake name, maybe. I don't know. Because in the original one, the subtitle said something like the name was like censored out. I don't know. Anyway, dear friends, my name is Jin Hu. I'm currently at the infected Hankou district in Wuhan. Let me brief you on the current situation of Hubei province in China. So far, more than 90,000 people, by the way, this is several days ago, so it's much worse now, have been infected by the coronavirus. What is the infection rate? Without immediate quarantine or effective treatment, one infected person can pass the virus to 14 more nearby. The infection rate is extremely high. Now is the Chinese New Year holiday season. Family members, friends, sons, and daughters are all on their way rushing home for a family reunion, for a family dinner together. However, this is a grave moment. I urge you not to go out. Do not attend any party. Do not visit anyone. There's always another Chinese New Year, as long as you stay safe and well. We have many opportunities to catch up. So this was actually, the Chinese government issued a statement similar to what she just said, which was they urging everyone to stay at home and not go out. By the way, the timing of this virus couldn't be worse with the Chinese New Year. So many people traveling there, traveling within China. You know, in China, they take off work a whole month during the New Year's to celebrate. So everyone's on vacation. They're traveling around, all around the world. I mean, the timing truly cannot be worse for this thing. I don't see why someone would fake that. I mean, they didn't even... It all seems pretty congruent with the fact, except she says it has a 17% infection rate. So that's not exactly what, well, who knows. But here, I mean, I have one that's even more frightening. This guy, by the way, is someone I've been following closely. Dr. Eric Ding. He's a Harvard educated doctor. I actually am going to look like an idiot, but he's an epidemiologist, which is someone who studies viruses, right? Epidemiologist.
Correct.
He's a PhD at Harvard. And this guy has been freaking out about this virus, talking about how the World Health Organization needs to be calling it an emergency now. He says, Holy Mother of God, the new coronavirus is a 3.8. That's the infectious scale. That means one person infects 3.8 other people. It is thermonuclear pandemic level bad. Never seen an actual virility coefficient outside of Twitter in my entire career. I'm not exaggerating. We estimate the basic reproduction number of the infection to be 3.8, indicating that 72 to 75% of transmissions must be prevented by control measures. I'm trying to find one that actually it makes sense and isn't science lingo.
That one makes sense. He's saying that in order to stop the trend of more and more people getting it, they need to be able to stop about 75% of the transmissions. Like you need to cut down transmissions by 3/4 of what's currently happening for it to slow down at all.
It says travel restrictions from and to Wuhan City are unlikely to be effective in halting transmission against China. With a 99% effective reduction in travel, the size of the epidemic outside Wuhan may only be reduced by 24.9%. Our findings are critically dependent on the assumption underpinning our model and the timing and reporting of confirmed cases. There is considerable uncertainty associated with the outbreak at the early stages. Someone asked him, do you think China is reporting actual numbers or do you think they are suppressing information? He said, by all reports, I highly doubt the cases and deaths counts are accurate. Authorities already admit the numbers are too low, but knowing Chinese media, it's always worse than they admit. I predict numbers will soar in the next to 5 figures, he said, over the weekend, and 6 figures within the next 2 weeks worldwide.
Uh-oh.
This guy has been freaking me out. Dr. Eric Ding. He's my guy I've been going to for updates. Let's see what if he's tweeted anything recently. What he's been saying is that it's way worse than SARS. It's contagious before symptoms appear, making it hard to isolate and quarantine.
In the sense of it spreads much more easily than SARS, right?
Well, because you
can-
don't know you're sick.
Yeah.
So you cannot quarantine the virus. You don't
can
know you're
go
sick
Right,
for
right.
10
You
days.
can go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In that time, you'll get a bunch of people sick.
Right.
Um,
Well, it's in LA now, so good luck to us.
yeah, it's in USC, which is fucking really close, in Orange County, which is really close. I'm trying to. Anyway,
But let's see, because so far, if we were outside of China, where they have a few people who got it, they seem to be in a stable position.
they're not dying, but if they're past, that's not the problem. Isn't if they're dying. The problem is if they're passing it, and you don't know if they passed it for a week. And then a lot of people were speculating. Well, so far, we haven't seen everyone who's got it overseas in Japan and Germany and the United States, whatever. They're all people that went to Wuhan, China, came back from Wuhan, China. But it just broke just today, 5 hours ago, that someone who was sick in Germany and someone who's sick in Japan never went to Wuhan, which means that the virus was transmitted.
They were in contact with someone who was. But
Yes,
they
but-
weren't themselves.
But so people were waiting to see if the virus was going to make a jump to people who hadn't directly visited Wuhan. And so that confirmed the fear, the hope people had that it wouldn't transmit like that. Building in China saying to stay at home. Here, check this out. Government, these buildings are lit up with public service announcements saying, promise me, stay at home during Chinese New Year's. Is that okay? Be a healthy little fatty, it says.
What?
Go to the hospital if you have any symptoms ASAP. So the buildings all have like these red alert PSA warnings.
Little fatty?
Yeah. I like that. That's what I'm
I'm
going to start calling
assuming
you.
that's a
It's a term of endearment. I'm sure.
I like it.
This one was a bit contested because it's market. This guy says there's gunshots, but people are setting off firecrackers, I guess, because it's the new year. But here, he was saying that people were trying to escape the quarantine and there was gunfire. I think it's firecrackers. But you could just see people on the ground. Now is not the time for firecrackers.
Yeah, they sound like firecrackers. But yeah, that seems like a weird
Here's
weird
the
time to be celebrating.
Here's the police in China are throwing suspected infected people in a quarantine van. Watch this shit. Yeah, you can hear the firecrackers in this clip too. But watch this. This is horrifying. He doesn't want to get in the van, and the police are forcing him in. They're choking him out, and they're forcing him in. Yeah.
It seems like every week there is a new kind of like never seen before disaster going on.
2020, dude. Scary shit. Police throwing infected people in a van. More photo of people trying to escape Wuhan. Here's someone trying to get out some other way, blocked off. There was a story, by the way, some Chinese traveler. She was on social media bragging about how she came from Wuhan. She had a trip to Paris planned. She was bragging about how she went around the quarantine and made it to Paris. And then people on social media reported it to police and she got deported. But that just goes to show, it just takes a couple of people like that. It says, this photo was sent to me a few hours ago by someone I know in Wuhan. They haven't yet got the virus, and they tried to leave the city to take their family to safety. Every road out was blocked. So this one really scared me. This is a leaked voice message. You can see it came through on WhatsApp. I'm gonna read the. I will read the subtitles for you as well, but it's from a WhatsApp chat here or something like it. I've been working all day long. Now I am off duty. I took off around 4 p.m. I've been crying my eyes out. Indeed, the infection is much more horrible than what's reported on TV. There are so many cases. Doctors have estimated about 100,000 infected, and we have more than 10 doctors here. And each doctor has treated more than 100 infected people in just one day. Many of them will not make it. No hospital beds. Their relatives complained and insist on being treated in our hospital, and they quoted the government's promise, and the hospital should treat those infected with the coronavirus. However, the government didn't support us with medical supplies. We don't have enough resources to hospitalize patients. It won't work if the situation worsens like this. We have been slammed all day long. We are all breaking down. We cannot take it anymore. The patients were begging us desperately, but we couldn't do anything. They are dying right in front of our eyes. Therefore, please take every measure to protect yourself at home. Don't ever trust the government. We are on our own now.
Sheesh.
That seems, I don't know. That seems real to me, dude. Like, someone said the translations have been confirmed by Chinese speakers. Well, I don't know if that, but yeah. So that shit, I don't know, man. Here is footage in Wuhan of people just, public officials just spraying disinfectants on the street. Look at this shit. Government health employees are spraying chemical disinfectant on the streets of Chinese cities under quarantine, in an effort to combat the deadly virus. Does that work? Just fill my room up with that shit.
Yeah. Just walk around
I
with
want
that.
to walk in a bubble filled with that shit. So, according to Dr. Eric Ding, the guy I was telling you about, he was saying, how long ago did the coronavirus emerge and start spreading? The Adam virus from all others are descended first appeared no earlier than October 30th and no later than November 29th, which means 1.5 to 2.5 months of unconfined proliferation. Oh, this was... the coronavirus arrives in Orange County. I'm reading like the bullet points from the... what's that infection game?
Plague Inc.
Yeah, I'm giving like plague updates. Coronavirus arrives in Orange County.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. The government was planning a quarantine zone in Hong Kong, and the protesters burned it down, set it fire. Check it out. Group of protesters set fire to planned quarantine building in Hong Kong. I thought there was a video.
Probably not a good thing to do.
Well, they were saying apparently that they had some reason. They thought it was some stupid thing that, like, it didn't make sense where they put it. Earlier this afternoon, hundreds of regular Hong Kong citizens had blocked roads leading to buildings with bricks and other debris as anger grew towards government plan to convert the building into a quarantine zone as the number of confirmed cases in the city climbed to 6 on Sunday. 50,000 residents within 500 meters. How can a quarantine camp be built here? Oh, I guess they were saying it's too densely populated here for a quarantine building. Say, how can a quarantine camp built here? Retarded government. They wrote this on the... I guess PC culture hasn't reached China yet. Don't they know you can't say retarded? We have to cancel China.
Well, what can we do?
Hold on, I got more, Yula.
What can we do about it?
Oh, coronavirus arrived
There's
in
nothing to
Israel.
do.
That shocked me. Here's this footage from a hospital in Israel. This actually is really interesting footage. Look how they've got her all locked up. They taking her out of the back of a ambulance in a like crazy quarantine box. They're not fucking around. You see
like
that?
ET.
So just imagine in China, there's 100,000 people walking around, and then but this is how
Really
dangerous
bad.
it is. What?
Nice, I'm proud of Israel.
I know. I was impressed. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. These guys have too many threats everywhere to deal with the corona.
In World War Z, Israel was the only country that survived.
That's right.
That's awesome. I'm proud of them. What was the explanation for that?
Well, it's fiction, first of all. It
Don't
actually
stop,
happened.
man. That's real. Don't take this away from me. How did they survive?
Because they built a wall because
They already had the wall.
yeah, exactly right. They like immediately close off the entire country.
Oh, that's good for them. You see, it works. They're like secretly being like, the wall's up, you guys.
Well, again,
Real.
fictional zombie invasion.
There was a case called, here we go, everybody get ready. Oh, people are going to mask factories in China and begging outside the gate for masks because they're sold out. You can't get them. Going directly to the factory. Look at this, like a concentration camp, just begging for masks. How fucking crazy is this?
This one is pretty strange to me because what I don't know what is the mask gonna do so much that it's worth like begging here like that.
Well, actually, there's a really good video I'll show you of a doctor explaining it because apparently there's some misunderstandings about it. A Chinese doctor explains mask. It was really good. It was where was it? I was seeing it all over Twitter. Can you guys try to? God damn it! I wish I saved it now. But it is very effective. He says as long as you cover your nose all the way down, he's showing how to properly use it, and if you have the right one, it can, like 90%, help reduce your exposure to the virus.
Okay.
So it is very effective.
Because I always thought it was more to protect from you infecting people. You put the mask on.
I guess it depends on the type of mask, but I think that's probably just because you've never been in a... Like, when you go to, like, urgent care, they give you a mask to wear.
Yeah, if you're sick.
Yeah. But we've never been in the situation where we had a pandemic to deal with. But he was saying these are very effective. The outside's waterproof. The inside has padding. It's very good. It's got to cover your whole mouth and nose, like, from here to here. So I thought that was an interesting video. Wish I had it for you to see. But anyway, there was this case confirmed in Germany, a case confirmed in San Diego, a case confirmed at USC campus. They sent an email to the students last night at 3 a.m. I was up cleaning. That was right before Alfredo puked shit. And this just happened last night. You can see it went out. Oh, it says 10:40 p.m. So they say, attention residents, the health of our community is a top priority for us. Tonight, a resident was transported to a local hospital for treatment and diagnosed with the coronavirus out of China. There's currently no reason to believe the virus has spread beyond this isolated incident. However, we take this very seriously and will keep the community posted as new information becomes available. USC. Not far.
What do you want us
That's all
to
I got.
do, Ethan?
I don't know. I just think that the government and the World Health Organization need to start taking this more seriously. Like everybody is just acting like it's all good. I don't see people really worried about this. Like in government, I don't see
I would like
it on the
to
news.
assume
I don't
that they
see the
know what
president.
they're
I don't see
doing.
officials talking about it. And the World Health Organization has not yet declared an emergency. I don't understand how that's possible. They keep saying, like the World Health Organization, they say the risk to you, they say in China it's very high, in the region it's medium, and outside of the region it's low. So they're saying it's not an emergency, but I don't understand taking all that information into account. I know that there are scientists and professionals, and I hope I'm wrong, but it seems to me that I don't know. I mean, what can we do? Nothing. There's nothing we can do except just hope that I'm wrong. And if I'm not wrong, I'd like to see the more preparation for this.
Yeah.
People are not taking it seriously. Also in
I
America,
don't think that they're not taking it seriously. It just seems like
don't-
if you're over there, yes, you
I don't see anyone on TV talking about it.
You have
I
no
don't see.
chance, it seems like. But here, it's different.
I don't see any preparation happening. But also, there needs to be some public discourse because in China, if you get a fever, you're going to know, oh, I probably have this thing. I need to go see a doctor. But in America or outside the region, people who are getting sick, it is flu season after all, are not going to think about it and they're not going to consider this a possibility. So it's going to make the situation even worse without some kind of public education. I hope I'm wrong. Because everyone was saying, SARS came and went and it wasn't a big deal and nothing happened. But from what I understand, this is more dangerous than SARS. And I hope I'm wrong and I look like an idiot for like panicking about this and making a whole hubbub about it. But I do find it very concerning. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it.
I like it.
Soundbite that, Zach.
I like it.
I don't like it.
Perfect. We'll get that.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I like it.
You said it's been 2 hours, Dan?
Yeah, just about.
What?
I'm waiting to see how it's going to affect all the businesses who do business with China because
True.
Dude, China,
everything is made in China.
I'm afraid China
And-
is going to be so fucked by this.
Yeah.
They're going to be so fucked by this because, China, it's so populous and it's so densely populated. It's a perfect place for a virus like this to spread. And they eat, and it's where they all start because these crazy people are eating bats. Now, China has the resources and they have wealth to deal with it to a degree. If this virus hits a place like India, they will be destroyed by it because they have a huge population, they have dense population, but they do not have the resources to combat this. There's a ton of poverty there. People shit on the street there. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
It
would
is
be
going to.
awful.
It will destroy. It will be so dangerous in a country like India. That's like the worst case scenario. I feel like. We'll see. We'll know. We'll know. You know, in the coming days, how bad this thing is going to be. I hope I'm wrong.
Start praying.
You can pray. You can know that I'll be following it though. If you want my corona updates, you know where to find them. Doctor, what was his name?
Ding.
Yeah,
Dr. Ding.
Follow Dr. Ding.
You dingus.
You ding dong. Well, there's so much more I wanted to talk about, but I guess we have a life outside the podcast, don't we?
Bomber.
You have to work. I have to
What
go
is
get the
that?
baby. Dude, isn't our babysitter leaving at 3?
No, not today.
Oh, thank God. I just panicked. It's 2:35. My corona. So that concludes our report on the coronavirus. Go ahead, Ian, with the my corona.
My Corona.